Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm so sorry the sun is extremely bright, but I had to get this video done before my little one wakes up. She's taking a nap and I'm trying to go nap with her, but I wanted to get this video up because a lot of you guys wanted to know what it was like in the beginning, first and second trimester for me. I just put up my 33-week update, and you guys want to know what's been going on up until that point. So we'll talk about the beginning and up until this point. So I knew I was pregnant right away because when I get pregnant, I get all like the horrible things. I get nauseous, you know, morning sickness, I get it all. And in the beginning of my pregnancy, I right away had dizziness and loss of vision. I just want to keep the camera in front of me. And loss of vision, which was very scary because I had preeclampsia with Alexia, and I was worried that, like, yikes, already I have this, you know, it's very concerning. And then I started getting fainting spells, and that was just, oh my god, it was so bad. I mean, you already go through a lot when you're the beginning of your pregnancy. The first trimester, you're always tired, you always want to sleep, and now imagine fainting all the time. So it was just rough because I wanted to kind of stay in shape, and you know, I wanted to do stuff and I couldn't because I was scared I was gonna pass out. Luckily I have my neighbor and she's great. She used to go on walks with me all the time. So that's the only way I stayed active in the beginning. But yeah, so then when we would talk to the doctors about, you know, the fact that I was fainting so much, that kind of was like, okay, well, we don't want what happened last time to kind of happen again. So I had so many tests done, like it was ridiculous. Literally, it was like every week I had to do something. I got so much blood. You already get so much blood taken out when you get pregnant, but the amount of blood that I got taken out, the amount of just tests that I had to do was insane. So that was one thing. And then, you know, I have a small baby. I have a 10-month-old, and it was already hard enough keeping the energy level up with her. Obviously, in the beginning of my pregnancy, she was a lot smaller. She was 3 months when I first found out I was pregnant. And to be honest, it wasn't as bad because she wasn't crawling. She was just doing a lot of tummy time. I would go on walks with her, like I said, with my neighbor. So it wasn't as bad as it is now. But yeah, I just had so many fainting spells. I had so many headaches. Oh my god, and back pain like you cannot imagine. I always tell people, I get when people are like, pregnancy is amazing, it's beautiful, but it's not like that for me. For me, it's brutal at first. I mean, it's brutal right now. I have so much more to get into. There's just so much that happens to me. Like my mom always says, pregnancy and you just don't mix. Like you just have the worst luck. Because for my mom, the most she had was like morning sickness. For me, I just get all these horrible things happening to me. Then because I was so sick in the beginning, I wasn't putting on weight, and in fact I was losing weight at a really rapid speed because now my body is making this human and I'm still breastfeeding, plus I'm throwing up. It was just really hard. I was like dehydrated all the time. I was exhausted. I mean, I'm still exhausted all the time, but during that time frame it was just really hard because I couldn't keep food down. Everything made me sick. Everything made me sick. It was like surviving off crackers and the same exact foods every day. So the sickness was no joke, and it got to the point where it started getting concerning because I was the same weight for a solid 3 months. Like I just was not putting on weight, and it got to the point where they're like, you need to eat more, you need to eat more foods, you need to start taking protein, like take a protein shake. And at first we just wanted to make sure I didn't have preeclampsia. Once we realized that I was clear of that, and they were like, okay, good, start taking protein shakes because you really need it. You need to really intake more food, you need to put on weight. So once I hit around 4 to 5 months, the morning sickness slowed down. It didn't go away, but it slowed down, because before I was throwing up every time I would eat anything. Even if I wasn't eating anything, I was throwing up. And you know, when you get sickness, at least my mom taught me, you have to have something right after. Like, you have to eat, because if not, you know, you're not getting any nutrition, the baby's not getting any nutrition, and I'm breastfeeding, so I'm not gonna get any milk. So I would force myself to eat something right after. So I was really happy when it started slowing down. So once it started slowing down, that's when we started doing even more tests, because my fainting was just getting really bad. It was getting to the point where I wasn't feeling like I was gonna faint. I would just faint. Like, I would be mid-stride and I would just pass out. I would be sitting on the couch and I would be passed out. And it's scary because, you know, you always think, what if I was holding my child? What if I fell on my child? So it got to the point where we were like, what do we need to do to find out what the hell is going on? So I was on a portable EKG for about almost 2 weeks, I want to say. They wanted to get as many readings, and you know, I was fainting almost every day. So they were bound to know if it was a heart condition. Then it also came up, you know, with Alexia, I had a seizure and I didn't get an MRI done, which I was supposed to get done, but I didn't know that that's something that you're supposed to do. I was supposed to get an MRI done, and then the doctor that I have out here, she was like, you never got an MRI done. Now we need to make sure that everything in your head is okay, you know, that you don't have any like, you know, tumors or anything like that. Obviously, you want to make sure that your brain is good to go. But they didn't find anything in the portable EKG. They simply said that, you know, obviously when I would faint, my heart would start getting, you know, start beating fast. But as far as like, you know, finding like something that was concerning, they didn't find anything. We did do some tests where I would get up and sit down and stuff, and my heart rate, that's when they kind of noticed that there was something there. They were like, okay, when you get up and sit down and you move around after just being comfortable, yeah, we see the difference in your heart. Also, there was a day that I passed out, and it was so bad that I had to go to the hospital. And when we got to the hospital, the doctor basically told me that I had vagal syncope, and that is when you randomly pass out, and then that's when they kind of found out what the hell was going on. So I have vagal syncope, and I basically, if I use the bathroom, I have to eat something. If I am about to start walking somewhere, I have to have a snack. I can't just get up. I have to prepare myself to get up, if that makes any sense. Like, I have to wiggle my toes, and you know, I can't just get up super fast. And that, and also the neurologist wanted me to start taking in more sodium. They all kind of like, by the way, all these doctors, they communicate. I love this hospital. They are very much in tune with what's going on with me, and they all are on the same page. So the neurologist, the best advice, and honestly, this has been the best thing that could have ever happened to me. She told me to start taking in more salt. She was like, throw on the salt. Like, you're not putting on weight. You just eat all the salty foods you want, you know. Don't be scared to just throw on some extra salt. So that changed the fainting drastically. Like, I went from fainting almost 4 to 5 times a week to like maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, and that to me is great. So we got vagal syncope, and then we have the salt that drastically helped. Then what else? The back problems, like, oh my god, my back, you know, and it just started progressively getting harder to just do things. You know, normally your second trimester, you kind of get your energy back and you're like, all right, you know, I'm almost done, I'm right there, like I can do this. And then boom, it's like, for me it wasn't like that. My second trimester was, oh my god, I was so tired, like more tired than I am now. So tired to the point where I was just like, I wasn't getting anything done in my house. I couldn't get up to film. I would take any opportunity of my baby taking a nap to nap, you know, like I just couldn't do it. Going out for walks, I did it because I had to, but you know, if I didn't have to, I would just sit in the balcony with my daughter, and you know, she needs to get out and get sunlight, so we would just sit in the balcony and get sunlight like that. But I didn't want to do anything. The back pains was one thing, and then, you know, the exhaustion. And then once I went into my third trimester, because I'm 33 weeks right now, so I've been in my third trimester for a while now. Once I got into my third trimester, things kind of got a little bit easier, but I was still so tired. Like I was drained, and I was drained because I was chasing a baby who was crawling all over the house, and she still is crawling, but now I have my house kind of like baby proof, so that, you know, she can't really get to stuff, so I'm not freaking out every time, you know, she's like right over here and I'm right here. I'm not like, okay, I need to be right on top of her. She's obviously gonna need to explore the house. But anyways, so that was one thing. I was exhausted because you know, obviously I want my house clean. And you know, once you go into your third trimester, you want everything clean. I don't care what nobody says. Your third trimester, you're like Mr. Clean, Mrs. Clean, whatever. So I wanted my house clean. I was always cleaning, and then, you know, by the time my husband would come home, I would just be like, take the baby, I need a break, like I need to be like alone. So yeah, like I would just be exhausted by the time he would get back. So he, you know, luckily my husband's like, if you don't want to do something, just don't do it. Let me know and I'll do it when I get home. So he's great with that. So anyways, towards the now point, I started getting really bad belly aches, and they were bearable. And what I did was I would just put my support band on whenever I would feel like I have this pain in my belly. But I want to say when I was around 29 weeks or 20, yeah, it was 29 weeks, I went walking. I went to the grocery store. The grocery store is a 10-minute walk from here. I went to the grocery store, came back, and on the way back, I felt pain in my belly, but I figured it was just a Braxton Hick, or that, you know, I just needed to sit down and relax. And that's what I did when I got home. I just sat down and relaxed. My house was clean. I wasn't worried about anything. And then towards the end of the night, when it was time to put my baby down to sleep, we were laying down, and I just got the worst. I mean, it was so sharp and it was so painful. I don't know. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary that day for that pain to be that bad, but it was painful. Like, I don't wish that on anybody, like at all. You like, it was close to like birth, like, you know, like actual contractions. It really hurt. And all I did was lay on my side. You know, Alexia had her bottle and she was just laying there. So I just got the worst pain and I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, okay. I had been getting that, you know, that pain in my belly all day long, and I was like, okay, I need to call my husband. It was really late. My husband was, you know, going through some changes with work, so he had to stay late. I don't really like talking about my husband's job on here, but anyways, my husband had to stay late. It was like 12 o'clock at night or something like that. No, it was like 11 o'clock. And yeah, sometimes Alexia goes to bed that late, because her schedule's a hot mess right now. Anyway, so yeah, like, so Alexia, so I call my husband and I can't get a hold of him because they anyways, I can't get a hold of my husband. So at this point, I'm starting to freak out because I need to go to the hospital. I know I need to go to the hospital. I can't drive. We only have one car, but I can't drive regardless. Even if I had the car, I'm not able to because of my condition. And there was no way of me getting a hold of my husband, so I had to get a hold of other people that would be able to get a hold of him, and they did, and they were able to let my husband go home so that he can take me to the hospital. So we get to the hospital and they're like, okay, you're not bleeding internally, the baby's great. But every time they would touch me in my belly, like anytime they would touch my belly, it was the most painful thing in the world. So then they're like, okay, well now we need to check her abdominal wall because the baby's great, she's not bleeding, she's hydrated, like, so what's the problem? So they started checking my muscles and they realized I had a torn abdominal muscle, and that I basically had not just that, but I had kind of like a muscle sprain. That's how she described it to me, like my muscle is sprained. So my entire abdomen was in pain because of that. So the muscle sprain was just the regular belly aches, and then the torn muscle was from my body not properly healing. Because I got pregnant so fast, my body never fully recovered from, you know, having the baby. So yeah, I tore a muscle. And she basically said because I'm constantly like all over the place and moving, that could have been the reason why it finally took that long for it to happen. And let me tell you, if you're pregnant and they tell you take it easy, or you just had a baby and you get pregnant again, take it easy. Don't worry about your house being clean and spotless all the time. It's not gonna be, especially when you have a small baby, it's not gonna be. And don't beat yourself up over it, because that was one of the like, my husband was so pissed. He was like, I told you that if you cannot do something or you don't feel good, I will do it. So take it easy, ask for help. You know, that was one of my things. I didn't like asking for help because, you know, I'm staying at home right now, so I don't want to like bother him. He's already working crazy hours. I don't want to bother him for help. But ask for help, because then you'll be in my situation where you have to take it easy. Like, it's like you don't have an option. You have to take it easy. And yeah, so they put me on this medicine, and you know, just like with any Elaine luck, the medicine made me sick the minute she put it in my bloodstream. Like, it was, oh my god, I was like, I need a bag, and I need a bag right now. Luckily for me, I carried disposable, like I carry like little trash bags for Alexia's diapers when we're out, and I had to throw up in that because they were still running some other tests. But she had to give me a smaller dosage, and basically the medicine they gave me, and I have that medicine right now. I don't take it because it's just too strong. It basically is a muscle relaxer, but it also helps me sleep at night. I have regular sleep medicine, but this is like for the days where I'm just worn out. And basically this medicine puts me out. Like, so I got home from the hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning that day, and I didn't wake up till 6 o'clock at night the next day. Like, it's so strong. And even after 6 o'clock, I was still tired. Like, I could have kept sleeping, but my baby obviously needs, you know, mommy. And my husband had been up for almost 30 hours when this whole thing went down. So he needed a break too. Like, it wasn't just my baby needs me, it's also he needs to get some sleep at some point. Like, his eyes were bloodshot. But yeah, so now when I'm like feeling it, I chill out. My husband takes the baby and I'll just relax or whatever, because let me tell you, this, I don't wish the stuff that's happened to me on anybody, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably missing some things. I mean, I've gotten sick. Oh my god, we went to Tokyo. I got everybody sick except for Alexia. Alexia was the only one that survived. I got everybody sick. I got the worst cough. I had fever, I had a cough. My nose was like super runny. Oh my god, it was so bad. My immune system is shit when I'm pregnant. Oh my god, I've been getting asthma attacks. I never got an asthma attack with Alexia, ever. My asthma was pristine. It was like amazing. I never had an asthma attack with Alexia. With this baby, you know, sometimes I lay down and I'm getting asthma. It's the weirdest thing. I'm not doing anything, but I'm getting asthma. What else? Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of other things that I might have missed because there's just been a lot going on, but it's mainly been me fainting and the torn abdominal muscle. As of right now, I'm taking it a lot easier, you know, especially with the cleaning. I'm not killing myself over a clean house anymore, which is why, you know, sometimes it might look crazy because of the, you know, the strained muscles, because the doctor basically told me it will not heal until I give birth and give myself at least a year and a half. That's when I'll fully heal my abdominal wall, because like I said, 2 babies back to back. I've literally been pregnant for 2 years now. But yeah, so I think that's really been it. I'm just grateful that, you know, I don't have a heart condition or anything like that, and I'm supposed to go back to normal as far as the fainting. I should be back to normal after I give birth. That's what they're saying. We do have to run some tests after I give birth just to make sure that, you know, I'm okay. I don't have preeclampsia, which is amazing. So, you know, I am on a lot of meds right now to prevent anything from happening. Like I take baby aspirin, magnesium, you know, I take, you know, vitamin B6, I take, which is just for throwing up because I was throwing up so much. I also take my prenatals, and then I have my asthma pump, and I have something I have to take to prevent asthma attacks. But I'm grateful. I have an amazing team. They are not playing. They do not want any type of surprises during this labor. So far it looks like I'll be able to give natural birth because that's what I want. I really want to give birth normally. Well, let me not say normal, because my norm is not everybody else's norm, but you know, I want to be able to do I want to give a vaginal birth. I want to give natural birth, and anyways, so far it looks like I'll be able to do that. Everything looks good so far. We did take some more blood out this time around because we every month we want to make sure that I don't have any type of, you know, nothing. We don't want anything popping up. So far everything looks good up until this point. You know, I'm very grateful for this team. You know, when I tell you, they are all on the same page. Like, they sent me to a cardiologist, a neurologist, and even they knew the ins and outs of my pregnancy. They knew everything from the first time I gave birth. Like, this doctor that I have and the midwife that I have, they are literally like, they pulled all my old stuff from my previous home and they studied it, and they're like, this is what we found, this is where we're going to prevent, this is how we should go about it, and are you comfortable with it? So that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to really kind of like talk about, you know, the beginning of my pregnancy, the first and second trimester up until this point. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to be uploading another video after this one talking about the brutally honest things that I wish I knew when I gave birth the first time. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that notification button if you want to see every single time that I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.